Welcome our guest here today, Judith Serrano, here to Bridging the Gap Radio. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you, brother.
Say hello to the people that are out there listening.
Hi, hello. My name is Judith Serrano. I am the daughter of Pastor Angel and Marie Serrano. And yes, brother, we're excited for what the Lord is doing this year and different doors He's been opening. We're so honored that you and Pastor Jimmy are allowing us to be part of this ministry. We believe greatly that Bridging the Gap has made such a difference in the city. And to be able to open the door for a Latino Bridging the Gap, I mean, I think that the doors are going to be, there's going to be a lot more doors opening with, as far as Latino. I think it's so important, especially here in the city of San Antonio, that we have both English and Spanish. So we're excited. We're really excited for what the Lord's doing.
Amen, amen. And you know, well, we were speaking and you told me, well, I don't want to say, I know ladies usually have an issue with age, but you're very young.
No, yeah,
if you want to let
fine.
People know how old you are,
I don't mind.
You're very young, but you know, you're the one that kind of coordinates everything there, and I know your responsibility because I have kind of the same responsibility. Mm-hmm. But not only that, give us a little bit of background. What do you do at the church? You kind of shared those things with me that I think some of the people may want to know about.
Yeah, absolutely. How you were saying, brother Sal, that I kind of do the administrative part for my parents, which are also my pastors. So just their personal agenda, and I am also the honor to be the worship leader at my church. So I do all the worship and the praise there, and I also work with the administrative part of the leaders. So as far as keeping the leaders organized, I also do
keeping them in check.
Yes, I guess you could say that. No, but they do amazing. They do amazing
sure.
job.
They have a good leader. That's why.
Yeah, thank you. And I also do the administrative part for Sunday school, so organizing teachers. Kind of seems like it's like a human resources type of thing because somebody misses, we got to replace, stuff like that. So I do that. I mean, anything, I feel like when you're a pastor's kid, you kind of wear all the hats. Just as you already know,
right.
You understand me. So, but yeah, anything that, I mean, if I can help in something, if it has to be cleaning or whatever it is, I'm there. I'm part of it.
I totally am in tune with what you're saying. And you have to sometimes, you have to do those things because sometimes it's like, there's a need. And sometimes a lot of people, well, it's not my job. It's not this. Well, yeah, it is our job to fill in wherever we can fill in or bridge that gap, right? So to speak.
Absolutely.
Of being able to be part and do something for the kingdom of God, whatever it may take, of course. And also people may not know, or those who may know you already that have heard about you or know who you are. You have an angelical voice.
Aw, praise God, no.
I have to put that out because, you kind of get a hint, a little bit of, I can only imagine what it'd be like in heaven when all these voices come together. And I'm like, that's a little sample.
Yeah.
I've heard you sing and wow. I mean,
praise God.
It's awesome. You have a gift and a talent.
It's an honor. It's an honor. Sometimes sometimes you think of the mercy that God has because it's, we're human, right? We make so many mistakes, and for Him to just give us a little bit of talent, it's like you feel so honored because we don't deserve it.
I'm part of a music ministry, but God's never given me a talent of voice. I'm starting to learn to play an instrument, but I know I can play a CD, so I have that talent.
That's good.
Yeah, I tell people I can play a CD. I may not play an instrument yet or have a voice, but I can play a CD. So
same thing.
I'm still doing something. Part of it, but it's a great thing to be able to have something like that. And if you ever get a chance, believe me, you need to hear her.
Thank you.
Her whole worship team is awesome.
Thank you, brother.
So we're grateful for that. So, like I said, we are starting our first Bridging the Gap Latino this coming Monday for the Hispanic community. So if you want to be part of that, you definitely want to, come by. I've already given out the information as where it's located. But just give us a little bit of background. What you're coming into the picture. I know that you started, or your parents started coming to our Bridging the Gap, and I think you have said and mentioned that this is a whole new territory for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've never done anything like this as far as citywide. Sometimes being part of a church, you get caught up in, just focus on your church. But we've really learned with Pastor Jimmy, with this ministry, and with all the leaders that he has here, including you, that it's so much more. It's about the community. It's about how can I, teach others what we already learned, or how can we learn from others what we've already learned. And we've learned that in the Bridging the Gap meetings. You meet so many people that are doing amazing things in the city that you don't even know about. Right. And it's like, man, I know that this person could really help a person from my church. Or I know that this ministry could really help another family from my church. So I feel like that's what, it's very, very new territory, but I feel like that's what we're focused on. We're excited to just really let people know there's so many organizations and businesses that they can, be part of or take advantage of, that there's so many things that the city offers that they don't even know about. Sitting in the first Bridging the Gap meeting, I was like, with my mouth open. Yeah. I'm like, wow, I did not know that there was all these things, and that the support that they have for families that go through this, that go through that. And I personally know families that could have benefited from them. Right, exactly. If I had known. So it's really getting more knowledge as to what's available in the city. So I'm so excited for, especially with our people, our Hispanic people are really, I feel like their doubt is so much higher than only English speaking. It's like, well, why? Or who is that? Or, or
how could it be free?
Yeah, exactly. Well, what's the catch?
Exactly.
And there's so many things that there's out there that it's free, that it's attainable, that people don't know about. So we're really excited to be able to, I guess, educate our families that, hey, there's this available, there's this organization. Your family can benefit from this. So I'm really, really excited. We as a ministry are very excited to be able to educate our church and just teach them everything that we've learned Bridging the Gap. I mean, there's so many things out there that people don't know about.
Exactly. And learning, is empowering, because like you were talking about, a lot of times our Hispanic community are very I get it. I'm Hispanic. They're set in their ways.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's like, this is the way, my dad did it, and my grandpa said it's a great thing. Don't get me wrong, it's a good thing, but there's much more. And unless we step out and we really just have a leap of faith, so to speak, to go out and explore something that maybe you've never explored, it's there. And speaking about what you were talking about, the resources that are available, I connected with an individual, Dr. John, and he has an organization that they just started. He got a grant to be able to put a program together that are going to reach out to the youth to help them with the drug or alcohol issues before they get to that point. But he's also, I started to learn, I met with him this past week, that he says, I write grants. I go look for money that's out there. Because you will not believe how many things are out there through the federal level, through the state level, even through the local level. He said there's thousands and millions of dollars out there for programs, something that you may be doing that, here you go. We can get you a grant or something to be able to facilitate for you to do more. I mean, if you're feeding 10 people, can you imagine the resources that are available that could benefit you by saying, well, we want to give you a grant because you're doing this, and all of a sudden you're able to feed 1,000 people.
Exactly.
I mean, isn't that what we're about, trying to reach more people?
Exactly.
And so those are the connections that Bridging the Gap makes, as far as knowing who's doing what. Like you said, well, I didn't know that was available. It could have benefited our congregation or our families. Yep. So I know that that's there, and a lot of people are kind of sometimes hesitant, like you say, well, no, this is too good to be true. Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It's there. It's free of charge. We don't have membership dues. I mean, you could probably attest to that so far everything that, about what Bridging the Gap is.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy. You go and sit and you listen. That's all you have to do. You go and you write your notes and get context. It's all about, getting the context, knowing people, and maybe something is working for you, which is awesome. But can you imagine if, you open up yourself to maybe working with somebody else or working with another organization, you can even make whatever how you're talking about feeding 10 families. Can you imagine if you meet somebody with a really good organization, you can even feed 100 families.
Right.
It's about, maybe something's working for you, but what if we made it even better?
Exactly.
So I think that if they are available, how you said it is on the 10th, correct? On Tuesday?
Yes, Monday. No, it's Monday.
Oh, Monday. Okay, Monday, and try making it out there, just because you will benefit from it personally and your ministry if you do have a ministry. It will be on the 9th Monday. I'm sorry, I said the 10th. Yeah. Is it Monday the 9th?
Okay. Don't have my calendar here with me. Let me make sure that's maybe I was looking at the wrong calendar. The 9th March. I'm sorry, the 16th.
The 16th. Okay.
The 10th is the English that we are having there at your church.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 dates. So the 10th will be the English, the regular, and then the 16th will be the Latino one.
Right.
So
that will be on the Monday.
Yeah, correct. The 16th on Monday. So if you can make it out, I really, really recommend it. I wish we had started, me and my family started going a long time ago. Just because the stuff we have heard and learned and benefited from it, we could have done this a long time ago. So really, really recommend anybody that's available, the 10th in English and then Latino on the 16th. Don't miss out.
Right, exactly. And, I hear a lot of people say, well, man, I wish I could have been. Well, God's timing is not our timing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we want to we force the issue or we jump ahead of God or God knows what he's doing. And when it needs to happen, it will happen. And then when it does happen, the whole thing is, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of times God will provide, and it's like, you're praying for something and it's a good thing to pray. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big believer in that. But we're asking for things, and then all of a sudden God provides, and all of a sudden what do I do now?
We don't do anything.
You were asking, yeah.
I
said, so, I was thinking about this before you got here. I'm like, what we're doing, it's scriptural, of course, because it says in the Bible, faith without works is dead. Mm-hmm. We can have a lot of faith. We can profess our faith. We can, go to church and do this and this. But the Bible's telling us faith without works is dead. So if we don't do works, which we know, like in Matthew, Jesus talks about, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When, you clothed me, you visited me. So these are works of action because of our faith. Mm-hmm. And so if we're not going to do those things, then we're really selling ourselves short, and we're really not doing what God has called us to do, is, go and preach the gospel everywhere and anywhere.
Yes.
And so if you are maybe listening, we're still in the brand new year, so to speak. We just started March. And a lot of times people say, well, I'm going to do something totally different this year, and I'm going to do more, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to get more involved. Here's your opportunity. Maybe God's already answering your prayers and saying, connect here. Some of you may say, well, I don't have a talent, I don't have a gift, I don't have resources, I don't have this. Come anyway. Be a volunteer. There's a lot of places that need help.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, there's no excuse, really. There's no excuse. There's something that can happen, something you can do as far as that. As far as what y'all are doing, I don't know at the moment if they're going to be having those meetings once a month there at your church. I don't know if your dad has talked to you about that.
Yeah, that's the plan, to be able to maybe start off with every other month, just to kind of get the word out there that this is even happening. Mm-hmm. Especially because it's something new. People have heard of Bridging the Gap, but Bridging the Gap in Latino, they haven't heard about it. So maybe starting it off every other month, seeing what organizations we can bring in that can help the Hispanic community or the Spanish community. So maybe do it, a couple of months, just every other month, and then start doing it monthly, just as the Bridging the Gap in English does.
Sure.
Because I just think it's going to be a great thing, a great place where also different ministries can come and learn from each other, unite. I feel that's something we lack so much. I know that that's something that you see all the time, whether it be English or Spanish.
Right.
But I think with our culture, it's so, you hear about it so much more. Because how you were saying, they stick to their own ideas, to their own things that they grew up with, even in church. So I feel that if we were to unite here in the city, as far as ministries, there's so much more we could do together than separately.
Amen.
I saw that when we had the prayer at downtown. At the park. I mean, it was so beautiful. How beautiful was it to see all those different ministries, English and Spanish, uniting together for one purpose, which was to pray for the city. How amazing was that? I feel like we had such a great victory as far as defeating the enemy in that, because when he sees us united, that's it.
It's an army.
That's it. And to me, it's like, if we could do that, more, if we could do that in these Bridging the Gap meetings, uniting, what can we do together? Yes, I can benefit from this, I can benefit from that, but what can we do together to make this city better?
Yes.
I think that can be something that we could really, really do for the Latino part. and just to be able to get more souls, let's help people as far as like financially or supporting this family with this and supporting with that, and then using that to be able to bring them to Christ, or take them take them to church. You have your church on the north side, let me send them over there to you.
There you
different
go.
things like that.
Yes. And I love what you said, that because it's so true. I don't understand why. I mean, even the Bible talks about that, right? We all have different parts. There's different parts of the body, but there's one body. Yes. And so I get the part that, yes, we are different in some things, but the thing is, we're all still part of that one body.
Yep.
And it's always been, it seems that way. I think hopefully that's what's changing now, that there's so much separation. I remember one time someone said the most segregated time in a week in church or ministry or religion, whatever the case may be, is on Sunday mornings, because everybody's everywhere.
I believe it.
And I get that part, but it also says that we should be united, though, even though, like I said, we have different parts, but we're all coming together as one. And I hope this is what the movement that is starting at this moment.
Yes.
And when you having that same mindset, I think we're able to do that and have more input and more being able to do more things for the community and for those churches or ministries. And like I said, this is not open just to churches or ministries. It's open to organizations, businesses, leaders, people that are doing something for the community, that want to empower our families, our community, by helping.
Yes.
And that's what we're about.
And that's what it's about, going off of what you're saying about being one body. We all have, how you said, we all have different parts, but we are one body. We all have we all want the same end purpose. We all want the same result, which is educating families, getting that knowledge out there, and, and just spreading the gospel as much as we can. It's all I feel like it's word of mouth. If you're in the meeting and you hear something that happened with the family, it's like, oh, in the Bridging the Gap meeting, I heard that this, this sister works with this ministry that helps with exactly what you're going through. Let me give you the number.
Yes.
And you start going like that. Or if you meet a pastor that he's on the north side, and you get a call from a family, hey, I need a church on the north side. Oh, you know what? I have a pastor for you.
Right.
That's what it's about. Connecting. And, being able to socialize, and, all the marketing that's going to be there. I think it's going to be great. I think that this year, starting Bridging the Gap Latino, it's gonna open a lot of doors for a lot of ministries. Amen.
We're looking forward to that. We know that the need is there. We see it firsthand.
Absolutely.
We're on the battle lines, and we know that there are many needs, and it's part of not just giving, but we want to empower people. Not just, it's a good thing to get a handout, but it's also better to give a hand up.
Oh, yes.
To get them out of that situation. And that's where we're able to connect all these different people with the different resources that are available. And just really quick, what's coming to mind, when we had our first Eastside meeting, Pastor Santiago, which I think you've already met, opened her doors, and she was feeding like maybe 10 people a week. That's the only resource she had. But through the connection of the food bank and being able to have that at her availability, this past about a month ago, she was able to do 1,000 plates.
Wow, that's amazing.
She didn't have all the manpower she needed, but she had some help, of course. But she was asking anybody who wants to come pick up 10 plates and go drive somewhere. If you see somebody, just give them. And that's what it's about. Yeah. And now she's going to be able to do more, because just very recently she was given, because of our connections through our Bridging the Gap, the people that are coming in, someone donated to her church, to her ministry, $500,000.
I saw that. It's amazing.
I'm like, wow.
They're kingdom connections.
Yes.
They are.
What a blessing. I mean, now she was doing maybe 10. Now she's going to be able to do 1,000 every week.
Yep.
And so those are the things that, that Bridging the Gap has been able to bring people together to share those resources, and to say, yes, it's there. Will you use it? And we need to get out of that mindset that, I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with what I'm doing. Well, are you really?
Yeah.
Because you may be good, but there's people that are in need.
They get comfortable. But there's so much out there. But like I said, I really recommend anybody that can make it out. It's gonna be the English one on the 10th. At the church, and then on the 16th at the church as well.
Right. And both of them will be at 9 a.m. Give us, as far as the address or contact information. Maybe some people may be listening. Hey, I want more information, how I can get involved, or
absolutely
let us know what kind of contact information is available right now.
Yeah, of course. So the address is 1921 El Paso, That El Paso Street is going to be on the west side, so it's San Antonio, Texas 78207. 1921 El Paso, San Antonio, Texas 78207. And my cell phone number is going to be 210-517-8750. 210-517-8750. If you have any questions as far as the address, the time will be 9 a.m. If you have any questions about what ministries are going to be there, anything like that, you can call me. And if you follow the Bridging the Gap Facebook page as well, they will be announcing it on there. So look for us on Facebook, Bridging the Gap. If you go in there, you can get reminders as far as the events, and they will be posting every month, letting you know when the meeting is or where the meetings are, because they do change every month. But for the next two, they will be there. The English and the Latino one, they're at Iglesia Odres Nuevos.
Right. And again, if you need more information or you want to see what Bridging the Gap is about, visit our Facebook at facebook.com/Bridging the Gap Community. You will find us there. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Also, our Bridging the Gap Radio Talk Show at facebook.com/BTG Radio 1. Go there. You can listen to some of our past interviews that we have. We just recently started our YouTube channel as well. You can go and search it, Bridging the Gap Radio Talk Show. We have about maybe 4 or 5 interviews that we've done so far that are on there. In case you missed it on the radio, you can go there, subscribe to our channel, let us know, who you are, or on our Facebook as well. Like our Facebook page, give us comments, or maybe you'd like to be a guest here on Bridging the Gap Radio. Mm-hmm. Let me know. You can reach me directly at area code 210-550-1966. Again, that's area code 210-550-1966. Or our Bridging the Gap Radio Facebook. Leave us a comment or let us know if you'd like to be part of one of our guests here on Bridging the Gap Radio. But as I'm speaking of that right now, Judith, this came to mind. I don't know. I know you already have so much on your plate to do, but this may be something you can consider, because I know that what we're doing right now is Bridging the Gap Radio in English, but you may want to do a Spanish version of our Bridging the Gap Radio and bring those people that, our guests that would do this in Spanish. So
yeah, I would.
Something that
I feel that if we can reach more people, it doesn't matter how much you have on your plate. I feel like it's our job. I feel like we're supposed to do it. And yeah, I would be willing. I'd be willing. Something
definitely to keep in mind, because I know that now that we'll be branching out in that area. I mean, it's a good thing that we're doing it in English. Don't get me wrong, but listen, people, I don't understand English. So to have the Bridging the Gap Latino side of the interview would be, I think, very beneficial to so many people.
Awesome.
So that's something, again, like I said, I know you're a great administrator, so I know you would probably fit it somewhere in your schedule there.
Yeah, no, it'd be awesome. We have such a big Latino group here in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. Very, very big. So I think a lot of people could benefit from it.
Yes, absolutely. So definitely that's something that we're going to be looking at. Again, like I said, this is kind of starting up. Mm-hmm. So you want to be part of that. If you're listening, or if you know someone to say, I do already go to the Bridging the Gaps. It helps me out, but you may have someone who may not, doesn't understand the English. Mm-hmm. You can be part of that. Absolutely. For the Latino. Here we are. We're coming to the end of our show already. I want to thank you again for being here, for your time. I know you're very busy. Again, people, thank you so much for tuning in. We're here every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and every other Saturday at 11 p.m. Again, if you need to reach us, give me a call at area code 210-550-1966. Thank you, and God bless.
This has been a Power of God production. This program has been sponsored by Last Chance Ministries and KDRY Radio.